outside, the red lights go on and the lights go out now, and the race is away, and it's Hefford versus Hinton off the very end. Hefford's got it from second on the grid. Guy Hefford makes a better start than Paul Hinton as the cars head through Copse Corner for the first time of asking here. This 13 minutes plus 1 lap race for the Toyota MR2 Championship. We ride on board with Stuart Nichols. We see Rob Wells drawing up alongside him as they head down towards Beckett's for the first time of asking him. Through he goes on board with the Mark III. Stuart Nichols, somebody locks up in front. Rob Wells going right round the outside, but he has to die out of the way because Luke Austin's car spun, as well as Ben Rowe on board now with the car of Tony Jones as he makes his way through the carnage. We have at Beckett. It's just getting past him. On the right hand side was Mark Warren Leighton, on the left hand side with Mark Snelling. Oil down at Brooklands, and there's a spin there. Can't quite tell whose car it is, but we've got a massive line of oil. Paul Hinton slides his way through the corner up to second. Now it's George Robinson. Where's he come from? He's gone second then. Palmer there in Palmer and Hefford battling away for third position. Leaders will get checkered flag as we see Luke Austin and Matthew Wallace spinning that battle for fifth position. There's Stuart Nichols again, but fast to get both of them as he round the outside of Wallace, who's got a massive slide on. I wonder if hit there was contact with Luke Austin, because there may will be damage. It's 3 cars off now. Everybody spinning on the oil down there. This final lap through Brooklands is going to make a huge difference to the race if you can keep the car under control through the oily section there at Beckett's. There's so now we can ride on board with him. I think this was the last lap, was it? Yes, they hit. Oh, there goes round the car of Mark Snelling. Now Stuart Nichols, what did he see of it? Well, there's the Austin and Wallace cars going off. Rob Barnett going off as well. And Stuart Nichols said, thank you very much. I'll have all those positions. Now let's watch the car in the bottom left hand screen on that rear view cameras. Was there a problem with Matthew Wallace's car? Well, the car is not pointing a straight line, is it? It's going sideways, so obviously broken steering for that car. So we will have a 32 cars on the grid, and away they go. And who's going to make the better start this time? Again, it's Guy Hefford that leads as they go down to Copse Corner. So it's Hefford that leads the way. The 32 cars, they make it right through Copse safely. Just about, I think, on board then with Tony Jones. Up alongside him comes the Alex Snelling car, Mark Snelling onto the brakes. They go right behind Stuart Nichols. Michael Nichols to take the lead in that class. And I think Ben Rowe was off the circuit again at Beckett's. And now they head down towards Brooklands round the outside. And he's through. Lee Gamble's got that one done, and now really low the brakes. It's Stuart Nichols as he goes round the outside as well. Now they're side by side, Hefford now down to Lovehill Body. Looks like he's got a position back, has he? But Nichols contact with it. The two cars go sideways. Both cars hold it together just about. Still in that position is Barnett, the person that's lost out in all that. It's Paul Grimmett because he had to get onto the brakes. So, 6th is Wallace, 7th is Gamble, 8th is Barnett, 9th is Nichols, 10th is Wells, and 11th is the 26th car of Grimmett, as Wells up on the inside and past Nichols there for 9th position. So just take a deep breath now after all that. Somebody's parked deck on the inside of the circuit there. And that was Matthew Parler. Matthew Parler from the top 3 is retired from the race, as now Grimmett goes back past the spin for Rob Wells. Right in front of us. How did Stuart Nichols miss that? Through the traffic comes about for the lead. Guy Hefford's not quite given up on this one yet, I don't think. Or maybe he has, because there's just a few too many car laps between those two cars. But Hefford not all that far behind Paul Hinton. A much closer run thing for Hefford this time, and a much better result with his victory for Paul Hinton. 12-2 here today at Silverstone. The red lights are on and they go out. We can go racing then. We've got a couple of cars with a 10-second penalty at the back, and it's Hefford that makes a great start. Poor start from Hinton, in fact, is what it is. Luke Austin trying to come around outside of Robinson, and Hinton over that puddle. The river across the road into Paddock Kilburn. So it's Hinton there in second. But round the outside now comes Luke Austin, the fastest car off the tree. So we go on board with it. Nichols has to put the window wipers on, even though it's not raining here, because the track is still damp and the car's kicking up the spray. Luke Austin's gone right round the outside. Great move there from the Force India. The Force India employee Luke Austin then into second. Paul Henderson, both race wins at Silverstone were for him. And now he's starting to hold up this queue of cars. I wonder if he's got a problem with the car. Here comes Wells, he's got the inside. Michael Wells goes fourth. Now, no, Stephen Wells is next up, isn't it? Can he find a way through? Michael Wells carries a lot of speed into paddock. Hold it all together. Now here comes the number 22 car of Stephen Wells. He will find a way through there. Yes, he does. So he goes fifth. So we've got Wells fourth, Wells fifth. Leaders almost nose to tail again. Guy Hefford, George Robinson, but Hefford's got a big enough gap to stay in front. He's going to take the victory. First person to beat Paul Hinton this year. So the third round of the championship will go to Guy Hefford. Checking flags out, there it is. So Guy Hefford takes the victory. Paul Hinton from pole again versus Guy Hefford. Lots of wheel spin from a lot of the pack, but Paul Hinton makes a poor start. Guy Hefford gets the cross. I think that happened a lot of times this year. Stephen Wells round the outside to try and go second. Michael Wells following Hinton through the corner. Robinson, I think, made a poor start in there. Michael Nichols, we can ride forward then in the Mark III Roadster. He squeezes up on the inside there of Lloyd Clarkson trying to get in place. Here come the queue of 32 MR2s. They all made the start. So it's here they come then out of Graham Hillburn down into Surtees. This Guy Hefford that leads from Paul Hinton. Stuart Nichols under lots of pressure now from, I think that must be Ben Rowe trying to run around the outside. Meanwhile, Matthew Palmer up on the inside. Now come on, Hamilton. So that's a gained place for Matthew Palmer, who is well that's further back down. Did he have a bad qualifying session this morning? Yes, perhaps not liking the wet conditions. That is the only way I can explain that. Matthew Palmer down in 9th position on the grid. It must have been a poor start as well, because he's coming back through the field is Matthew Palmer. Number 87 car heading up the field. Now out of Graham Hill Bend. Wells again gets a good run of the corner. Hamilton pushes him here onto the grass. All four wheels of the grass from Wells. Nichols may well have to back out of it here. He doesn't. He's going round the outside of Wells. Wells is going to try to fight him on the inside line. Nichols doesn't run out of road as they now get onto the brakes. Now Wells dives to the inside. He's all fired up after being pushed onto the grass by Connor Hamilton. And now he's fighting back into 7th position. Again goes Rob Wells. And just behind, not falling that far behind, is Clive Morfitt. And then in the top 10, a great result this will be for Jim Davies. The second of the Mark III Roadsters. The race is away. Let's concentrate on the race for now. Paul Hinton versus George Robinson off the front row. George Robinson makes the better start. He's eking ahead of the pole man Paul Hinton. Michael Wells there, who started fourth. He's gone third ahead of Ben Rowe, side by side for the leader. Hinton versus Robinson as they head into Charlie's, and in front there goes George Robinson. He leads to Paul Hinton. The rest of the pack head through Charlie's for the first time then of asking. They all head around. Anyway, here's Stuart Nichols, and he had a big moment through Charlie's for the first time. He held it all together. He dives up on the inside now. Can he get enough past? Contact slightly, I think, there between Herron and Nichols. Hamilton has got Davies all over him as they head down into the mountain bottom. Then we wait to see what's happened in this wrap up where you keep an eye on. Here they come. See that Clarkson just starting to get away in. We're back on board with Stuart Nichols. Then he gets the car all sideways. It's heading towards the tyre wall, and he hit the tyre wall there. And the checkered flag is about to be flown because George Robinson, arm out the window, he takes the victory. Second position goes to Paul Hinton. So George Robinson wins. Second to Paul Hinton. Third to Matt Palmer. So the race has got underway then. We're on board with Matthew Wallace has got the two Nichols in front. Side to go. Michael Nichols has made a slightly better start than Stuart, so Matthew Wallace decides to go his side. This for the first time then. Tackle of MR2s. Groups A and C in this race. Heading to Charlie's then for the first time, but George Robinson's got a big gap already. Guy Hefford squeezing off the inside of Mike Wells. Hefford had a few place grid penalty, 3 place grid penalties, so having to deal with. And look at the MR2 is also spreading down the hill, then back up again, and it's side by side. Hefford and Wells almost making contact up the hill. Just in front of them is Lee Gamble, who's had a great qualifying session this morning. Still side by side to Hefford and Wells. Down towards the mountain and bottom, and go through the right hand up really. Make your right onto the grass and over the top of the hill. Now up on the inside of Stuart Nichols. No, he decides against it. It's Matthew Wallace as we head into Hallbands for another time. So then we head down into the hairpin. Matthew Wallace trying to look for a way past Stuart Nichols. Can't get it done as of yet. Leader though into Charlie's again. George Robinson has made a gap to Guy Hefford. Just been told that Guy Hefford got held up by Amy Atkinson. We get official classification when the race is finished, but we can see George Robinson go through beating Guy Hefford. Across the line comes this scrap now. So we can ride on board with Patrick Martell for the start then of the final Toyota MR2 race of the day, and it's a pretty even start from most of the people around him, though a reasonable start I think is from Matt Palmer there from the I think 5th on the grid as they head in.
Down to at least 3rd, might lose another pace as well as they come past you joining for the first time.
Right. Yeah, so Hinton on the back foot losing paces
on the inside line, get past Paul Hudson and past Patrick Mortel. We can ride back on board with Mortel. He follows Connor Hambleton. Patrick Mortel has a good run off the corner. One way, then goes the other, and Connor Hambleton defending each side again. He goes the other side, and Hambleton kept weaving down the straight, so it's now the outside line. Mortel tries to squeeze the car on the outside line, couldn't find a way through though. The exit part was all over the grass there. They managed to keep the car together, so the lead is back. And now we've got Ben Rowe. He's right behind Lee Gambell, can't find a way through at the moment. In front, Patrick Mortel goes up on the inside to get ahead of Lee Gambell, who locks up. Now Gambell on the inside for the second part of the mountain, and he makes contact with Mortel, who goes sideways. He managed to hold it all together. Now Gambell defends to Hambleton down to Hall Bends. Now Mortel already getting away. Paul Hudson will be pleased that he managed to be at the front of this battle and gone. So onto the hairpin for the last time. Connor Hambleton locks up on the inside of the car of Gambell. Gambell goes out wider. And then Gambell kicks Connor Hambleton off the circuit at Barn Corner. And there's more contact between Gambell, and now Gambell spins the car, and so has Connor Hambleton. Both cars off there at Barn. Michael Nichols managed to fight his way all the way through that. Paul Hinton versus George Robinson. The race away. We're on board with Matt Wallace. A poor start from Hinton. Lots of wheels bending. That gives George Robinson the lead, and now Matt Wallace is going to try and attack Hinton around the outside as we head down to Redgate for the first time. Stuart Nichols is in the MR3 started alongside him. Nichols runs 4th into Redgate then, as they now head down towards Hollywood, and then they're onto the Craner curve. It's Robinson, Hinton, Wallace, Nichols, the top 4. They turn onto the Craner curve then for the first time in the 7th round of the Toyota MR2 Championship. To the brakes, into the old hairpin then. Robinson's trying to break away from Hinton. Hinton in turn breaking away. Nichols runs out wide all over the grass. Matt Palmer's gone 4th, Hefford's gone 5th, Luke Austin we're on board with, he goes 6th. Chasing after Clive Norfolk once again. Couple of cars off on the gravel there. That's Luke Austin and Paul Hinton, the cars that were battling for 2nd position just a moment ago. Matthew Wallace makes his way through the chicane for the final time. Guy Hefford will get the checkered flag for 2nd, but the race victory will go to once again this year. George Robinson wins. So the 2nd MR2 race weekend. We start board with Matthew Wallace then as we get away, and not the greatest of starts from Luke Austin from in front of us as we all head down towards Redgate then for the first time of Arsgate. Paul Hinton on the front row by himself, because Stuart Nichols, after having that problem in the earlier race, is our only non-starter, but that still means we have a 35 car grid here in the MR2s as they head down towards the old hairpin then for the first time. And Hinton is the person that leads the way. We're on board with Matthew Wallace. We've still got Luke Austin there in front of us after not the best starts from him. The outside as they head into Redgate. Can he do this? I don't think he can, because Robinson nicely late on the base. Championship leader still leads the way then. Trying to get the cut back, Matthew Palmer. Robinson gets that line defended, so he still leads as they head onto the Craner curves. Once again here at Donington, this is the first of 2 meetings for the 750 Motor Club at Donington Park. We will be back here in September as we really will then see at the end of that weekend who's got the best chances going into the final round. For the MR2s it's at Mullery, for other championships at Snetterton. We've got a date each in October for the different championships, but I think we've got to change for second because Luke Austin's gone round Matthew Palmer, I think, to get second. He's got the inside as they head up into McLean's. Can he get this done? This is allowing George Robinson perhaps to make a small gap. You can see slicing back through as well. I think Guy Hefford may well have third. Yes, Hefford's up to third. Palmer though trying to fight back. We're watching this all in the rearview mirror, but he could not do it as they head up towards Coppice. What can he do about Morfitt as we head up here? This is the battle for 8th position. And Clive Morfitt very late on the brakes, runs out wide onto the cement dust, onto the curbs, and just sliding out a bit wide, going to allow Ben Rowe to gain the position. Matthew Wallace then into the chicane for the final time. They've all split up a little bit after the incident. George Robinson's got ahead of Luke Austin though, but it's a win for Guy Hefford. Right, away we go then. See Jim Davies there just to the left of the screen. That is the battle for Class C, then for the Mark III Roadsters. But everyone charges down to Redgate for the first time in this 30 minutes for 1 lap race. And for the second row, the Greenwich Helmet kicks in, going around the outside of everybody. Matt Wallace got his first ever pole position, but he's going to have to slot in behind the race winner from the Super GT Series yesterday. Guy Hefford's going past Wallace as well, he'll be down to third. Matt Palmer there, he sits fourth. George Robinson slotted just ahead of Paul Hinton there, 5th and 6th, two of the championship contenders. Miss Aaron Kirsten starting to break away from Guy Hefford, another person going for championship. Wallace had to defend his line there to Matt Palmer, who's going to try and come back at him out the corner. Wallace just won a tad wide, but it seems all okay then. It is Robinson there in 5th, 6th Hinton, Luke Austin runs in 7th, they all go up under Starkey's Bridge towards McLean's.
Towards the inside line on the exit of Redgate.
See those feet broken away from the rest. Then it's Palmer in 4th, 5th is Hinton. Here comes Jim Davies trying to get past George Robinson. He couldn't do that time. That's about for 6th. Luke Austin in there as well. And here comes Guy Hefford. Contact between him and Matt Wallace. Matt Wallace spins the car in front of Hefford and he rolls back onto that escape. That very small bit of escape tarmac at the bottom of the old Herring. Lucky that was there though, otherwise in the gravel on the edge of the circuit he would have been. He tries now to come around the outside of him, cuts back to the inside, into the outside once again for the chicane. Car gets inside on the entry to the chicane, and now Jim Davies with a good run out of the corner. And he's just edged ahead of Matt Wallace across the line, I think. He's once again right on board with Stuart Nichols at the start of the race, and it's a good start from the pole car in Class C. That's Jim Davies, he moves ahead of Luke Austin off the line. A good start there from Clive Morfitt, he moves in front of Nichols, but at the front it's Guy Hefford. He's come from the outside of row 1 to go to the lead. Matt Wallace, the pole car, down to 2nd, but he attacks Guy Hefford off of Redgate. But Hefford stays in the lead, so he leads from Wallace. 3rd is Hinton, 4th is Palmer, 5th Robinson, 6th is Davies, 7th Austin, and then the rest of the pack come 2 by 2 down the hill. The Craner curves him up to 2nd. Gone Paul Hinton, he's gone up on the inside and following him through there. Matt Palmer, so Wallace goes down to 4th and down towards Redgate. Luke Austin going to go for his usual wide line, attacking out. No, yes, he goes for it late, but diving to the inside. Guy Hefford can't find a way through because George Robinson's car planted right on the apex of the corner, and the two cars almost inseparable now as they turn on to Hollywood, and smoke appearing from the back of Guy Hefford's car. What's going on here? As he still attacks George Robinson, and flames, the car's on fire. Guy Hefford, there's lots and lots of flames coming out. Now the car spins, and Matt Wallace is spun as well. Guy Hefford now spinning the car on the grass. I don't know if that was him trying to put the fire out. There as he gets out the car very quickly, unsurprisingly. Red flags unsurprisingly out here at Donington Park. Right, on board with Luke Austin, this should be interesting. There's the smoke going through Hollywood. Austin realising there may well be some sort of fluid coming out of there. Then we can see the fire. Luke Austin keeping off the lines that Guy Hefford taken as much as possible. Then Guy Hefford's car spinning to the inside. There are the flames. Very dramatic scenes here at Donington Park in the Toyota MR2 race, something we hardly ever see. Here at Mullery Park, we are sitting alongside Matthew Wallace for the start. A great start from Paul Hinson. Loads of wheel spin for George Robinson. He has to tuck in underneath Hinson. Good start from Wallace actually. He's trying to attack Robinson there into the corner. Is he going to pick up third? No, he's not, because Jim Davies in the Mark 3 Class C leading car goes third. And now, because of that inside line, it was not able to be covered through there, goes, I think, Ben Rowe into fourth position. As the cars head down towards the S's for the first time of asking then. And Rowe looking on the inside of Davies, and Wells, Michael Wells there, moves ahead of Wallace up to fifth position for Michael Wells as the cars head down towards the hairpin for the first time. And it's George Robinson trying to tap Paul Hinson as they go down there onto the brakes they go, and Hinson manages to cover the line, but Jim Davies goes up on the inside, and contact there between Rowe, Wells and Wallace. They all seem to come together there, but it's a good run off the corner from Rowe, who's trying to attack Davies. And here it is, Paul Hinson's lead, second Robinson, still with third is Rowe, and Davies in fourth. There's Matthew Wallace, who sits now in fifth position after getting that position, and then see the scrap in mid-pack. Sideways there with Michael Nichols. There's Dan Holmes, and here's another of our onboard cameras. And we've not just one camera in Dan Holmes' car, we have four of them, so you can see left-hand corner, you can see what's happening behind. Top right, looking at Dan Holmes himself, he turns to Gerrard's on the bottom left-hand side. We can see the pedals and his feet. Michael Nichols right in front of Dan Holmes. Holmes looks to the inside, and in front Gambell under lots of pressure from Stuart Nichols. Around the outside here for 13th comes Dan Holmes. But Michael Nichols stays on that inside line. Stuart Nichols makes a mistake in the middle of the hairpin, slides the car out wide, stays in front of his dad. So these 5 cars head through the Devil's Elbow altogether from 11th to 15th. It's going to be Lee Gambell that takes it from Stuart Nichols, Michael Nichols, Dan Holmes, and then Mark Warren Lighton as they all cross the line together. Away we go for the final time of the year, then on board with Ben Rowe, and it's George Robinson in front, but it's Paul Hinson that goes to the lead. So Paul Hinson leads, they head into Gerrard's, onto the brakes they go on the slippery now Mullery Park. A bit of rain we've had this afternoon. So for the final round of the year, special long race, 18 minutes plus 1 lap race for the final round, the 14th round of the championship. And it's very tricky on circuit, and George Robinson gets a great one out of Gerrard and goes up on the inside of Paul Hinson. The car heads down to the S's, and it's going to be Robinson that goes in front. Paul Hinson is the Hinson who leads on drop scores going into this race. A great run this time from Matt Wallace. They come up across the line past the pit wall, and they're going to go side by side. Rowe lets the gap go. Matt Wallace up on the inside, then on the damper line the car goes all sideways and he spins right in the path of Ben Rowe. And Ben Rowe's off as well. Both of the cars then, that battle for third position, both on the grass. Matthew Wallace restarts the car and will rejoin Ben Rowe. Already done so. Let's take a look at that on board with Rowe then. Wallace up on his line, on that damper line. Got it all wrong, and Ben Rowe wisely saw that, took to the grass, didn't want to risk contact in the final round of the year. Final lap now of the season, and Ben Rowe's closed up with Rob Wells. It goes round the outside of him into the hairpin. Can he get this one done? Luke Austin in that battle as well. And Wells cuts across the front of Rowe. So this is the battle for 5th and 6th. Luke Austin looks good for 4th. Rob Wells, I think, should hold on for 5th. Ben Rowe tries to get a good run out the corner. Of course, it's a recovery driving, comes up past him, can't quite get it done. Which means he is the champion of 2012 by just 4 points to George Robinson. And Matthew Palmer, he had a strong year too. He got 3rd. Guy Hefford, remember, he had the fire in the last round at Donington. He finished 4th in championship. Michael Wells, he finished 5th.